Just give me 1 second. Here we go. And all right, just confirm with me if you guys can see my screen now, the presentation. Okay,
I can
awesome.
see you.
Amazing. Okay, so cracking the code. So I would also love to know how many of you are business owners, or maybe you are aspiring business owner, maybe you have a personal brand, you are into content creation. Maybe if you are comfortable, just put it in the comments in the chat. I would love to know. And then let me also just give me 1 second here. So a little bit workshop reminders from my side. These are some gentle reminders. The second one is the most important for me. Again, no pressure. Turn on your cameras. Let me see your beautiful faces. And any questions if you have, just put it down in the chat room, and I will answer them either after the first part of this workshop, which I will explain what's going to happen in the next few minutes. Okay, so what's our agenda today? We're going to be learning about the psychology of social media, the analytics without overwhelm. I think we all need that, and cracking the code. And we're going to also do some group exercise as well. And so basically, we are going to divide the whole workshop into three different sections, three different parts, starting with the first one. Before a little bit about me, I'm not going to bore you with the 10-page story. I'm a manifestation and meditation coach for business owners' personal brand. My style is unique because I love to combine the neuroscience aspect, the psychology aspect, and also the spirituality aspect. So when I combine all of these three things, I help business owners, personal brands, um, understand the importance of creating business that is not hustle based, which we all need, which is more alignment based, which means that when you are aligned with your purpose, with your vision, with your business, everything you do, every action you take, it's going to be more aligned, and it's going to give you um, way better results. So again, if some of you are not familiar with our three-part series today, as we are talking about the psychology of social media, in the second one, we're going to be diving deep into the mindset, and I will also be talking about some manifestation process for business owners. And in the third one, we're going to be also doing a little bit more social media. I probably will also look at some of your profiles, your accounts, and then we can go from there. Okay. So, first part, the psychology of social media and why 99% people don't understand this. Okay, now I just want to start with this one thing, how humans actually use social media. Because when it comes down to us creating content and using social media for our business, we tend to forget all these things. So people open social media to escape. A lot of us do that, to feel understood, to feel inspired, to feel less alone. That's a big one, especially in today's time. And also to make quick decisions. Now, depending upon your business, maybe you have a restaurant. Sometimes we also like to search on Instagram. Let's say if I'm visiting a new town, I will look on Instagram, okay, cafes nearby, right? So we all use social media in different ways, but these are the main things that we go to social media for. People are not looking for content. People are looking for and responding to emotions. This is the key aspect that I want everybody to kind of remember when you create content, that people are responding to emotions. Okay, now even if I would ask you today, probably you went to social media, you probably opened TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. Why did you go there? Just ask yourself this question: why did I go there? Not because of the habit, but because you wanted to maybe kind of see what's out there, maybe to feel inspired, maybe you wanted to listen to some motivational talk, or to make some quick decision, right? Maybe you wanted to look for a recipe for breakfast, right? Okay, now we understand why we use social media. or why your audience is using social media. Now we need to understand the attention loop. This is very important. Everything that I am sharing in this presentation is not just something that, I learned from someone. I applied this. Last year, 2025 was a big year for me, especially for social media, because I went from 5,000 followers on Instagram to 100,000 followers. And that took me 6 months. And how I did that? By understanding all these things. Because I was doing content creation or on and off for like 3.5 years. Nothing was really working until I understood this attention loop. So first we have trigger. Trigger is what something that stops the scroll. Now there, again, so much data, so many videos, so much content. So what is stopping you to watch the video, stopping the scroll? That is a trigger. Sometimes you might see like, um, for example, my kind of content, the content that I create, it might have something like, this is your reminder that you are not behind in life. Now, if you are feeling that way, that maybe I'm behind in life, you will stop because I'm connecting with something deeper. I'm connecting with the emotion. So I want you to simply understand that when you create content, when you create, let's say, your next post, right? Or even if you don't have social media yet or your account yet, I want you to understand what kind of trigger that you can use in your video that can stop the scroll. Okay, then we have emotion. Emotion can be, again, curiosity. It can be relief. It can be validation. Again, the example that I just shared, it can be a validation that, yeah, I'm not behind in life. And then maybe I will share my story that, okay, I felt the same way 2 years ago, but today, things are working for me. So that can be a validation for you, or it can be a relief for you. Or maybe let's say if you're doing some kind of like a lifestyle content, that can be curiosity. We all have seen those influencers telling me like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this product, right? And then there is a reveal after that. So that's a curiosity. So understanding the trigger and emotion. And again, this doesn't have to follow the same pattern. Like this is just a blueprint. Trigger, emotion, action, reward, repeat. It kind of comes in this way. Like, right, first you have to stop the scroll, but like again, you can kind of switch in between. Then we have action. Now, action is my audience watching the video till the end? Are they liking the video? Are they saving the video? Are they sharing the video with their friends, with their family? Um, these are really important metrics, and we're going to be diving into the metrics as well, into the analytics. But that can be the action. Because again, the more likes you have, more saves you have, more shares you have, and especially the watch time you have, that means the algorithm will see this video, your video, as important and valuable. So now your video will be pushed more and more to more people, right? And then reward is what? Now, at the end, for example, picking the same example of maybe somebody's showing you the product, but not really revealing the product, saying like, oh, my skin changed after using this product. And now at the end, maybe this person also entertained you, maybe made a joke in between the video, so you were entertained, and then you felt seen. Maybe you had the same issue, like this person who had some issue with their skin, and now it's fixed, and then now you know the product, so that's your reward. I want you to keep these things in mind. I know this might sound like, this is a lot of work, but once you understand the blueprint, and you can simply use one thing at a time in each video, in each of your, content that you're creating. If you use one thing at a time, first, for example, really double down on the trigger part. The first 3 seconds, first 2 seconds of the video, once you're getting good at that, then go into the emotion, right? I don't expect you to master these five, like, trigger, emotion, action, reward in one video. This might take time. This might take 10 videos. This might take 30 videos or 60 or 100 or even 1,000 videos, right? And that's something like, the mindset that you need to keep going and be consistent. That's going to be in the next session. And again, like after the reward, then you just need to repeat what is working for you. You just need to repeat the same process so that the people, because the audience who is following you, they will come back because they followed you for a reason, right? Now you need to give them the same medicine, your medicine. Okay, now why most content gets ignored. Is there anybody who want to share? I know I have already shared it here, but if you have something else to say, please, you can even speak, even if you want to put it down in the chat, you can do that. But mostly content fails when it talks at people, not to them, right? You want to bring your audience along with you. You don't need to say like I am superior, or like sometimes you see that kind of energy in the videos, right? You want other people to feel seen. You want to become the part of your journey. You want to create a community. When your focus and intention is I'm creating something not just for me, but also as a community for other people as well, that's when your content gets seen. And when it answers questions no one is asking. This is the big one. A lot of the time when we start, and I did the same thing, I I made videos that nobody needed. I was talking about things that people were not really looking for, like the answers they were not looking for. And sometimes also content that looks good but feels empty. And that happens a lot of the time because, for example, I think Instagram, you see that a lot on Instagram. It's getting better, but it's still there. That it's all about perfection. Like your content has to be perfect, but sometimes it feels empty. There's no meaning. There's no emotion. You're not feeling something. It just looks good. Again, like people would forget that because it's not memorable, right? And last one, which is it asks for attention before earning trust. Again, a big one, especially when you have a business. Sometimes we tend to ask for attention before we give something back, right? We have to teach something, we have to share something, we have to give value, we have to show transformation first before we ask for attention, before we ask for share, before we ask for um, um, customers, right? So you have to earn that trust before. Okay. Now, my approach with content is I want you to create identity-based content. Now, what is identity-based content? Identity-based content is something where you are, for example, you're helping someone create an identity. You are taking them through a transformation through your content, through your videos, either even if you post photos, but right, like basically what we are talking about today is it's going to be more focused on the video part, but this can be applied to either you have a newsletter, you maybe write, right, like, or you have a podcast, whatever it is. This will apply to all kind of content, okay? Because people don't follow pages, they follow reflections of who they are or who they want to become. That is identity because they want to tap into a version of them who is already living that life, who is already running that business, who already has um, all the abundance in their business, right? So that is something that I want you to keep in mind when you create content. Is my content identity based? Is my content me based? Right? If your content is only me based, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be posting content which is just you based, you can also post that, but kind of combine it with what is in your content that is for other people. Okay. Also, let me know in case if I'm going too fast. All right, let me here. Just give me 1 second. I just want to check something here. Too many words, a fail. Okay, sorry, I missed these. Southampton Arts is non for profit. Not-for-profit art school and gallery. Amazing. Welcome, everyone. I'm late at welcoming you. Sydenham Bruce Trail Club is a not-for-profit. Amazing. But much of is social media for King Cardin Chamber of Commerce. Amazing. Okay. So, oh, sorry. So now let's do a quick little group reflection, but it's going to be individual based. Okay. What do you think your audience wants to feel when they see your content? What do you think your audience wants to feel when they see your content? Think about it. And if you feel comfortable, please speak or just put it down in the chat. I would love to know what you think. Inspired, entertained, amazing. Yeah, those both are good. If your content is more on the entertainment side, that's amazing. I want you to keep that in mind next time you create content. Next time you create a post, remember that. Connected, amazing. Inspired is another good one, Linda. Awesome.
For me, it's
Okay.
entertainment and healing.
Mhm. Entertainment and healing. Love that.
Bring people, yeah.
What your audience wants to feel. Okay, that's amazing. And I have a follow-up question with that. I'm putting you on spot. So, how do you think that you can create your content? Let's say your next video that is more focused on that.
Yeah, so I actually do have like questions about all of that. Like, do you have your suggestions? It's just that I'm middle
Mhm.
of something, and
Yeah,
is it okay? Like, if I just get back because I do
yeah,
need your advice on that, and I actually have the questions you already asked me, so
sure.
I have more follow-up
Amazing.
questions on that too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I will get back about that. I'm so sorry. I just have to get
no,
done with something, but I
that's
don't
okay.
want to miss all your valuable information, so I made sure that I joined the call on time.
Amazing. Yeah, we can do the Q&A at the end, okay? So you can just
Okay.
tune back in. Awesome.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank
let's move to part two, analytics without overwhelm. What analytics really are. Okay, now a lot of the time we just get overwhelmed with just the name, like analytics, I have to actually check that. And I would say probably 90 to 95% people or business owners, they don't check analytics. Okay, but we're not going to be those people. Analytics are not numbers, they're feedback because your audience is constantly responding to each of your video. Every content that you post, you would know why your content flopped or the video flopped or why your content did well. Okay? Analytics really help you listen because now I just want you to focus on these four things, the only metrics that matter at this stage. Again, there is so much more in analytics, but we're going to be focusing on these four things. First one is reach. Second one is watch time or retention. Third one is saves. And fourth one is shares. Okay. Now, my question to you all, have you seen this before? Because I know that a lot of people don't even know how to go there to see this, the insight page. Okay. I use Meta Business and do look at it. Amazing, Catherine. Yes, so that's another great place to look for analytics, and especially with Meta because they now own everything. So we can see threads if you post there, Facebook. Say most of our engagement is on Facebook. Ah, amazing. Linda. Okay, let's see. I really want to know how many people do check their analytics. Ours too, most of our members are 55 plus. All right. Yeah, because a lot of yeah, so Facebook would be perfect. Elena, we do. Amazing. Okay, so looks like you all do. So that's good. Who has time for this? It's hard enough conjuring time to create a post. I agree, Linda, I agree. But this is something where the real magic happens, okay? And I'm gonna show you why. Here, let's go back. Again, like I'm still, if you feel like, why I'm going back and forth, I normally use Google Meets. I'm still learning more about Teams, so bear with me. Okay, so four things. Reach. Reach means how many people were shown this content, a video, a post, a carousel. Okay. Retention is did people stay or scroll away? That's your retention. That's your watch time, right? Is somebody who is watching your video, are they watching 30% of your video, 50% of your video, or are they watching 100% of your video? The more the percentages, the better your video will do overall. And this applies to, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, podcast, everywhere. Saves. Was this valuable enough to keep? Now, this also gives a lot of insight into what kind of content you should be posting more and what kind of content might not be valuable to your audience at this moment, right? So when somebody's saving your content, saving your video, sorry, that means that they found it helpful. Maybe they were inspired by it. Maybe they wanted to go back to your post, maybe, tomorrow, maybe every day. The kind of content that I make is sometimes I also make like affirmation videos. I will share some really powerful affirmations. So a lot of the time, I get a lot of saves on those because sometimes people just like to go back every day to just watch this video or just simply listen to it or just do it with me, right? And I know now that those kind of videos work really well for me, so I replicate those videos. I create more of those videos. Okay, and shares, right? So now shares is again, I would say if I have to put in my personal experience and even Instagram says this all the time, that shares are really, really important because what share does is somebody felt seen, somebody was entertained. Now they want other people to become a part of this experience. They would share it to their friends, they would share it with their family. Now, what happens is like when your video is getting shared with other people, it's a great sign for the algorithm that this video is really valuable. Either it's keeping people engaged, entertained, it's valuable, it's helpful, right? So all those reasons. So the more shares you have, the more chances you have that your content will do really well. Okay. So for now, I just want you to keep these four things in mind. Reach, retention, saves, shares. I just realized it's RRSS. That's easy to remember. Okay. And analytics are really a mirror because if right now you're getting low reach, that doesn't mean you're bad. Because a lot of the time in the past, I used to feel that like, I am not good enough. Maybe my content is, I'm not meant for this because I'm not getting, high reach. But that doesn't mean I'm bad. That doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean that social media is not for you. It doesn't mean it's about luck because a lot of people say that, only few lucky people would succeed on social media. And I, for a little bit, believed in it, but then I was like, no, it's not about luck. It's about psychology, it's about strategy, it's about consistency. It simply means that your message might be unclear or misaligned. That doesn't mean that your message is bad, it's just unclear or it's just misaligned. Remember that attention loop that I shared in the beginning? Maybe it's not following all those things. Good news is that it can be fixed with few changes. Okay. Now, I hope this made you feel better that your content is not bad. It just need few changes. Okay. Now we are going to look at real example. All right. So same thing. We're gonna be focusing more on reach, saves, shares, and retention. Okay. And let's look at one of my posts. So this is my post that went viral. This got, let's just dissect this. Okay, so as you can see, this post has overall 1.3 million views. And at that time, I had around, I would say, 70 to 80,000 followers. Okay. So this has, you can say it did really, really well, maybe 10 times more, 11 times more. Um, Sorry if my math was wrong. Um, but now, how to read these analytics? Because after reading the analytics, I tried to create similar content that follows the same order, that where I start the video in a similar way, and those videos did well as well. Okay, now here, you can see, oh, sorry, you can see views 1.3 million, watch time, which this doesn't really matter, but it says 1 year because a lot of people watched it. How many interactions I had? I had 265 thousand interactions. Now, interaction is something that is a combination of all of these things, which means likes, which this one has 85K plus 6,300. This, if you combine all of these, if you add them, you will find that it's close to 265,000. So that would be your interaction. And profile activity means how many people after watching this video went to my profile. 19,943 people went to my profile. Maybe they watched some of my other content. So that's again another great sign. So if that happens to you, that's a good sign. So always check the profile activity here, right? And this really gives you insight that, okay, this is how people can actually go to my profile. They are not just scrolling away after watching my video, because once they are on your main page, right? Now they're reading your bio, they're reading everything that's there. They're also probably going through all the links you have. Maybe in your links, you might have some products. If you have a physical store, right? You can also showcase that in the highlights. There is a highlight feature. This is like the bio and the highlights. We're going to be talking about this in session 3, but this is a really good opportunity, right? And again, remember, this is all organic. I did not pay a dollar for this. This is all organic. Okay, now another great insight that you can look into this video is followers. So this video was shown only to 4.9% of my followers, which is normal with Instagram because not everybody, all the followers would see your content, but it was shown to 95% of non-followers, people who don't follow me, which means now I had way more chances, way more opportunities for people to come into my world, to get to know my business, to get to know my brand, right? And um, this is how you can read all these insights, right? And now, top sources of views. This is again another very important feature that you can see in your insight, in your analytics. Now, most people saw my content, this reel, on the Reels tab. So this Reels tab is where I think probably at the bottom you'll see like a play button. So people went there and then they were scrolling, and that's where people got this video. 47%. And then feed is 33%, which means like when you open your Instagram, the first page that you see, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see some of your followers' posts, feeds, and some of non-follower feeds. So 33% people saw it there. Now apply the same thing to your posts as well. And we're going to do this. We're going to do this in a few minutes. And 11% people saw it on explore page, which means they went to that the search box, search option. They went there, maybe they were looking for some videos, they might be searching something, they saw it there. And then profile. This can be in this case, maybe somebody watched some of my other videos, they went to my profile and then they clicked on this video, and that's why it says from my profile. And 0.5% is from search. And the search is when somebody probably looked for put some keywords and that matched with my video and that popped up. And then also it says 0.2% stories. Um, if you see something like that in your posts, that means that maybe, as you can see here, 58,000 people shared this video. Some people might have shared it to their stories as well. So that's where this number is coming from. Okay, I hope this is not too much information. And if you have follow-up questions, keep writing them down and we will discuss that in the end. Okay. All right. Now, another great feature that you can see in analytics is retention. Remember, I said retention or watch time is very important. Um, so skip rate. Skip rate is when people are skipping my video. They're not watching my video. They're scrolling away. So my typical skip rate for my videos when it goes to people is 45.7%. Okay. And for this reel skip rate is 39%, which means it's lower than that, which means this video was stopping the scroll, right? Remember the first attention loop, there was a trigger. And you can also watch this video as well. I say something, there is like a little fear, but it's like a good fear that I start the video with. Okay. Uh, and the average watch time for this video is 44 seconds. Now, if you see here, this video was 1 minute and 19 seconds. So that means people watched more than 50% of this video because it's 44 seconds, right? So that's a really good average watch time. For like a 1 minute, 1.5 minute video, 44 seconds is a really good time. Okay. And again, I don't want you to go too deep into like, oh, I need to really hit 30% or 40% or 60%. The first few things that I mentioned, especially the attention loop, where the trigger, emotion, reward, that if you keep that in mind, you won't have to keep the watch time in mind because this would increase on its own because your content is good. Okay. All right. So one more thing I do want to share and want you to also pay attention in your videos is this graph, this little graph here. So this one says, so where you see a little up, this spike, this means people liked my video here. So around 8% people liked my video at looks like probably like in the first 3 seconds, right? So this can be maybe some of my followers who already watch my content. They probably love my content, or they're just nice, they're like, oh, let's just like this video for this guy. So that's why you can see the big spike. And then you can see there is a little spike here. That means maybe I said something here that touched with them. So you can see like here, it's going down. So for this video, it's going down because I am also kind of asking people to like say these affirmations with me. So maybe that's why people are saying these affirmations. That's why nobody's liking the video. But then you can see here after they might got the reward, they started liking the video again, right? And at the end, some people, I do that too. Sometimes I like to watch the whole video and then like it if I'm coming across someone new, right? So some people watched the whole video and then liked it. So now this can be very important for you to see where people are liking your video, which means you have said something there, you have maybe shown something there that really connected with people so that you can use more of those things in your videos. Again, as I said, you don't have to pick each and everything and use in the next video. Pick one thing and then try it, right? Think of it as like a game, right? Like you're going to pick few things and then you're going to try them one by one. And this is again save share. We have already covered that. And this is again a newer feature repost, where you have this like a little kind of like a repost feature you probably have seen now. 2,100 people reposted my video. Now, reposts are also, I personally feel very helpful to gain more views, to also go in front of new audience. Because when you repost someone's video, now let's say you follow someone, right? You repost their video on your profile. Now your followers are going to see their post maybe for the first time, and they probably would like it, and then now they are engaging with the person that you reposted the video. They're gonna see their content, right? So it's also very, very helpful. So thinking about all these things, again, I'm gonna repeat one by one. Don't overwhelm yourself. I just wanted to cover everything in 1 hour, especially the analytics part. That's why I'm sharing all these insights. And last thing, profile activity. Remember, we saw that in the beginning, in the previous screenshots, it was 19,000 something, right? So that means 19,000 people followed me just from one video, right? How amazing is that? Now these people are in my world. So again, the only reason I picked this post is I could have picked something that did not go really well. The reason I did that because sometimes that those kind of posts don't have a lot of data where I could have explained all these things. There might not have some the retention span. This one had everything. That's why I picked this video. Okay. All right. Now, what engagement actually means. Now, you probably know a little bit more, or maybe you're like, I already know this. So take this as like a gentle reminder. Likes are normally polite. So when somebody's liking your video, they're like, oh, that's good. I liked it, right? It's like a little polite message for you. Whereas saves and shares are honest. Now people actually enjoyed your video. They wanted to share it with other people because they were entertained. They felt seen, they felt understood, or they found a really nice place, a restaurant or something, right? So keeping those things in mind as well. And remember that every single like, every single share, every single save, every single comment is as valuable as 1,000 likes, 1,000 shares, 1,000 saves. Okay, now let's do a little exercise. Now, I want you to open one of your recent posts, if you have, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, anywhere, and answer these questions. What emotion I was trying to create from that post, what CTA, which is call to action, did I want from that post. Now, CTA can be maybe you wanted people to leave a comment, share their experiences. Maybe you wanted people to share the video with some other people, or maybe you wanted people to go to your profile and get your product, right? It can be anything. It can be any call to action, but call to action is important, right? You need to, after you build your trust with the new people and even with your audience, you need to send them somewhere, right? So what call to action did I want from that post, and do the numbers match that intention? Yes or no, both are good. Now I want you to either you can share it with me or you can put it down in the chat. I know this might take a moment, so take your time. Oh, sorry. All right. Anybody wanna go first? I can see some people are typing. I'm very excited for this. I'm excited that you are going to be excited to see how much data you had in front of you that you can now use. It's like waiting for your Amazon delivery. I'm getting excited as somebody's typing. We're almost done. We are now going to be talking about our third part of the today's session. Okay. You know what? We can also cover that maybe after then, if you want a little bit more time. So let's continue. All right. So part three, cracking the code. Let the codes be coding. So what's the secret code? It's very simple. It's emotion, clarity, consistency. And that gives you growth. Now, we have now understood a little bit more about the emotion part. And you would learn way more than that when you would actually use it, when you would actualize it, because now you have the information, you have the knowledge. Once you start actualizing it and started using in your content, that's when you really get the hold of the emotion part. And the second one is clarity. Now, clarity comes through as you are looking through your analytics, as you are also learning more about your audience, their challenges, the desire that they have, the identity part. Remember the identity-based content, that would give you clarity. And then we have consistency. How consistent you are with your content, with with showing up, with actually promoting your business. You know, I know sometimes, and I had this a lot before, and I still have it. I'm not gonna lie, I still have it that, selling is very, it kind of like, I don't want to sell something, right? But if you have a business, you have to sell, right? And there are also different ways to sell. But for this session, we're gonna just stick with the analytics. Okay, so that would give you growth, emotion, clarity, consistency. Keep that in mind every time you create content. Every time you also feel like, I don't want to create content, remember the consistency part. Okay, now your content, if you want it to work, it has only one job, or all the content that works has one job. One post, one emotion, one message. Don't confuse the viewer with so many different emotions, with so many different messages. Maybe you started your video with something different, and then at the end you're talking about something totally different. I want you to be more intentional with your posts, with your content, right? Because overloaded content, it's going to confuse the brain, right? People not gonna know what are they actually supposed to know and learn from the video. So one post, one emotion, one message. Okay, posting with intention. I am a big believer that you have to set an intention before you post, before you even not even post, before you even create your content, before you even write down the ideas. If you do that, right? I want you to really set an intention. What's my intention? Who is this for? What do I want my audience to feel? What do I want them to do next after watching your video? Do you want them um, to watch your other videos? Maybe you have a series, maybe, sorry, maybe you have a challenge, maybe you have a freebie, maybe you want them to come to your store. Maybe you have some special sale or something going on, right? So what do you want them to do? Keep that in mind every single time you post. Okay. And again, I also want to say that it's not selfish that you want them to do something after you share your message. Always remember that it's for their benefit, right? That's why you're doing it, because you want to help other people. You want to solve some kind of problem that you had in your life, and now you learned, you overcame that situation, or maybe you created a product that can help other people. You have services that you want to provide to other people, to your community, right? So always post with intention. Now, that's the part where I would say 98, 99% content creators, business owners, they just forget about this consistency without burnout. And I did that. I burnt out because I was consistent. I was like, I know that consistency is what's gonna help me grow. But then I was getting into a space where I was burning out. So consistency is not just daily posting, and that's what I thought, that I have to post daily. I would even say that if you actually want to grow really, really quick, that's what Instagram, TikTok, they want you to do. They want you to post daily. But again, it's not viable for a lot of us, right? Because we have a lot of people have jobs, people have families, and you probably have a physical store as well that you need to handle. So consistency is just repeating what works with clarity. Now, if you feel that you can only do 3 times a week, you want to post 3 times a week, you want to post 2 times a week, I want you to stay consistent with it. It's not, you shouldn't be posting like, okay, you know what, today I'm feeling like posting, so let's post today. And then for 10, 15 days, you're not posting anything. That's not, nobody's going to grow like that, right? So you have to give yourself that goal, that, okay, or challenge. I like to do challenge, especially when I'm trying to get into a new habit instead of a goal, because now it's a challenge. So I know that, okay, I need to, follow this challenge. And also, it's more identity based, that I'm becoming someone else when I'm consistent. Okay, so pick your number. Can you post twice a week? Again, if it totally depends on platforms, right? Like if it's a short form content, you do want to post at least 2 to 3 times a week. That's my personal suggestion. You don't have to do that. If it's long form, let's say you do YouTube or you do podcast, once a week is a must. Like you have to post once a week if you want to grow faster, right? But again, there's no pressure. Last thing I want you to do is burn out. Okay, so I know that we did an exercise before. We'll do another one, and I'll show you a post here, and then we'll go back to the group exercise. Okay, so now I'm just gonna quickly see if. All right, here we have some response. Looking at a post about an upcoming exhibition for youth artists, curiosity. Click to our website to apply. Not sure. Linda, that's good. That's amazing. Exhibition for youth artists, right? So now in this what you're sharing, like again, I have to probably see the post. But if it was me, and I'm sure that you probably have done that as well, I would also really focus on young artists, right? Like I would start my video like that. Because if it's more location based, I would say like, for example, calling them out and say like, if you are based here, and tell them that, this exhibition, always remember like what the transformation they are going to have if there is an opportunity. So curiosity is good. You touch the, that's a good keyword. And you're also sending them to the website as well. That's amazing. Catherine, most of mine are to encourage people to get our hiking and enjoy the trail. I try to show either the beauty around here or groups having fun together. That's amazing, right? So just showing some videos of groups and of course, the nature. So that's amazing. Love that. All right. Awesome. Are we ready to do our next exercise? So we'll come back to this. I just want to show you the video first. Let's see. Okay. So I'll come back to the questions after. Or let's do the questions before because then you would know what you are analyzing. Okay. What emotion is this post creating? Who is it speaking to? What metric would tell us if it worked? One small improvement you would make, or the last one is more for you, but in this video, these first three questions are valid. Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's watch the video and then we can come back to the questions.
Oh, don't look at her. Do not look at her. She's gonna try to sell us pancakes. I'm telling you.
What are you looking for? I have the best pancakes. Come do this for breakfast. I'm Judy. I have cafe. Come for breakfast.
Oh, that's Judy.
Okay, now I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this video? And you probably have seen Judy before because she's very famous now and her restaurant. Okay, so what are we doing is what emotion is this post creating and who is it speaking to and what metric would tell us if it worked? Or you just share your experience. Like it doesn't have to follow all those questions. I would love to know. I want maybe one person to say something.
Um, for me, I actually enjoyed the video because how it started. I mean, it was
Hmm.
not, that's what I felt as an audience. Like, it was not like super obvious that she
Hmm.
is just being on camera and saying, like, hey, this is my pancake, come to my restaurant, like, the place. But that guy, how he started, like, oh, she's trying to sell her pancakes, and then how she had a very cute and funny look, and then it was different. Like, I don't know how to say that, but energetically, I felt it was like funny and cute how she was sitting in the car and he was like, "Hello, this is my pancake," and that's why like I was almost laughing because it was funny to me, but at the same time, I felt that was more engaging, like on my
Yeah.
end. And yeah, it was I think a fun way of advertising her pancake. That's what I felt.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. You nailed it because she's literally trying to do what not normally people say don't do it. Like it's like in your face, like pancakes. Eat the pancakes, right? So she's going doing like totally opposite of what not a lot of people do. So that stops the scroll. And also, as you said, like the video started as like, oh, don't look at her. So which means there is like curiosity, why we shouldn't look at her, right? So those kind of things that you can use also, like everybody who is here, use in your content. Like again, you don't have to copy the whole thing, but you can use like, oh, that thing worked. How I can use maybe that one format and just make it my own, right? Like give your own spin to it, give your own touch to it, because we all have different personalities. Judy has amazing personality. Rumela, you have amazing personality. Everybody who is here, we all have a different and amazing personalities, right? So it's all about like, again, going back to your identity, right? Identity-based content. And people who probably would go to Judy's restaurant are people who like comedy, who like entertainment, who are like, into like fun stuff and like, just like, more adventurous, right? Like they would, I saw some comments before, people would travel like hours and hours to go to Judy's, right? So using that kind of, yeah, format and those kind of things in your content. And again, it doesn't have to be funny. It doesn't have to be comedy. It was just one example, right? Okay, anybody else? Okay, so now let's do where is it? I do want to do this before we move forward. Remember the one of your recent posts? Um, if anybody want to tell me what emotion were you trying to create, call to action, and do the numbers that match that intention. Oh, you already did that. My bad. Okay, let's move forward. All right. So now what I want you to remember is that analytics are just feedbacks. It's not a judgment. So don't feel that if your You don't see something good in your analytics, that it's bad. It's not a judgment. It's just telling you that, oh, this might be something that you can work on your next video. And growth always come from clarity and not pressure. So don't feel pressured to create content, because that kind of content never will do well. I say this from my personal experience. Like when I'm creating under pressure, it doesn't do well. When I create from, like, I'm just in the vibe. I'm feeling the energy. I have clarity. I know that this is what I want to share. That's where I see growth. Either it's follower growth, either it's sales, either it's more opportunities, whatever it is. It comes from clarity, right? And social media actually rewards us when we understand human behavior, when we understand psychology, right? That's why our today's topic is psychology of social media. Basically, it's psychology of human behavior. If you understand social media, you understand human behavior, and the other way around. Um, and again, I'm saying that, of course, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning with every post I create. um and I was never like that. I never studied in the past. Like, my degree is not in psychology. It's just something that I learned, right? Anyways, so now we are almost done. So in the next session, we're going to be talking about the manifestation part and the mindset part for business growth, how mindset and manifestation practices can create momentum in your business. I will also share neuroscience-backed techniques to reframe fear, because a lot of us have fear of being seen, fear of being judged, fear of failure, right? Those lot of fears. Self-doubt, money blocks, like a lot of people, including me. I had a lot of money blocks that were blocking me to actually, make money in my business. A practical daily routine. I will also share that to stay consistent, creative, and motivated. And this comes from my years of experience as a meditation teacher. I will share a very gentle, mindful routine for you that you can do either in the morning, afternoon, evening, anytime, right? And also how to align your goals with the future self that you're building. Now, again, it's coming down to the identity part, right? How we are going to channel that future self who already has the business they love, the business that is more aligned and not hustle based. Okay. Thank you for your commitment. And if you have any questions, you can always send an email to me, support@growwithguri.com. And you can, if you want to check out my content, my stuff, my resources, you can always go to Grow with Guri, TikTok, Instagram, also YouTube, and Spotify. And okay, now if you have any questions, we're gonna talk about that. Please let me know. And my question to you is, what is the one insight you are taking with you today? If you are not able to think of like, oh yeah, I don't know what question do I have, think about this. What is the one insight you're taking with you today?